Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Life Overhaul podcast today. I'm Julie Nygaard, host of the show and author of a book called Life Overhaul, What Are You Waiting For? And what I do on this podcast is interview various people who have gone through significant life overhauls to get their techniques, like how did they get through it? What did they do? Who did they reach out to? What were their special tips that they have for other people going through major life overhauls? And there are lots of great stories on the podcast, so I hope you check some of those out. Right now, I'm going through a series where I'm reading my book, chapter by chapter, Life Overhaul. In case anybody just wants to follow along and do the exercises, you don't have to buy the book. Although if you want to, it's on Amazon, so you can check that out. And it's like a workbook for overhauling your life. So right now, I'm going to just dive straight into chapter 7, which is about how to live as if. And this is an important thing to be able to do if you're changing your life. You have to live as if you're already in your future life to the extent that it's possible. So these are some ideas on how you can achieve that and why you should. Also, I recommend everyone get a notebook. So if you've been following along, you already have a notebook. If you haven't, if this is your first chapter, then grab a little notebook because there's some things to do, some exercises like who am I now? Who do I want to become? Writing them down as you're going is a lot more effective for creating change in your life. So go get your notebook, and here we go with Chapter 7, Movie Star, How to Live As If. This step is the catalyst to everything else in the book. You become an actor and start playing the part of your future self. Steven Tyler, the lead singer of Aerosmith, was asked in an interview how he developed his style. These are not his exact words, but essentially he said, I created an image in my mind of what I'd like to become. Then I lived like that until it was real. This was long before Aerosmith was famous, and this is what living as if is all about. Look back at the characteristics you wrote down on Chapter 2 that you'd have to embrace to become your future self. Now, you're going to work to embrace these characteristics in your everyday life until your current life changes around you. Here's an example for attracting the perfect relationship. Take a moment and imagine that you have someone you truly love in your life. These are some of the characteristics you might have in that relationship. They'll be different for everyone, and you can write your own. 1. I feel confident and I enjoy having someone special in my life who loves and respects me. 2. I think of fun and unique things to do on dates. 3. I have interesting ideas to share, and I make it a point to talk about ideas and goals instead of gossiping about other people. 4. I dress nicely every day, not just because I want to look and feel good for myself, but also because I enjoy looking nice for the person I love. 5. I create time in my life for the person I'm in a relationship with. So choose one of your own goals and make a list of the characteristics that belong to your future self. You can also go back to Chapter 2 and look at the section of who you'd have to become to create the new you. So take a moment now and write 7 characteristics of the new you. Now, start living these characteristics to the extent that it's possible. If you want to win an Oscar, start practicing your Oscar speech like Kate Winslet and Lady Gaga did for decades before their wins. If you want to achieve something extraordinary in sports, commit time to strength training and developing agility, focus, and perseverance. If you want to have more money, dress nicely, carry cash with you at all times, walk with confidence, and carry your shoulders back. It's been proven that people who carry their shoulders back are more successful. The living as if concept is fairly self-explanatory. Live as close to your future life as possible so you can begin to feel what it's like. Of course, you're not going to be able to do everything immediately, but choose the things you're capable of doing and start integrating them into your life right now. There are 2 ways to approach the living as if concept. The first could be compared to peeling an onion. You already know that the person you want to be is underneath. You just have to peel away the layers that don't belong and reveal the person you truly are. It takes discipline to keep peeling away, especially because the old self is very stubborn. It will keep resurfacing and you have to continually let it go. You can also try the auto-suggestions from Chapter 3 to speed up the process. Listening to the same phrases repeatedly while in a relaxed state can help you line up your subconscious mind with your conscious desires. With your entire being working toward the same goals, The old you will stop fighting against the new you. Here are a few more ideas for various goals that cost nothing or very little. If you have the budget, do what you can, but these ideas are for people that are starting at ground zero. This is an example for wealth. Update your wardrobe and wear nicer clothes. Shop at a thrift store if necessary and buy nice quality brand name clothing. Develop a style unique to you. Don't wear clothes with holes or stains on them. Polish your shoes. Accessorize. Keep your nails manicured or polished. Donate to charity, even if it's a few dollars or some old clothes to a thrift store. Carry your shoulders back and your head high. Keep your car clean. Stay focused when speaking to someone. And be punctual wherever you go. Here's an example for health. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water every day. So if you weigh 160 pounds, drink 80 ounces of water. Eat approximately 20 grams of protein at every meal. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Work out for 30 minutes at least 5 times a week. Spend time outside. Stretch or do yoga a few times a week. Read magazines and books about healthy eating habits. When you think about yourself and your health, focus on the positive aspects of your body rather than negative. For example, if you're 20 pounds overweight but you have beautiful skin, love your skin and ignore your weight for now. This doesn't mean ignore it by overeating and not exercising. It simply means don't get down on yourself for having those extra pounds. Focus on what is good in your life and more good things will come. Don't give much attention to what isn't working and eventually those things will dissipate. Here's an example for living as if you have an amazing relationship. Even if you don't. Keep yourself nicely groomed, smile often and feel happy. Feel loved. Do fun things with your friends or on your own. Set a place setting for your soon-to-be love when you're eating. Make space in your closet for someone else's things. Get rid of past relationship photos around the house. Avoid moping around and being lonely because that's going to attract someone similar. It doesn't help to feel sorry for yourself and be sad all the time, so why would you do it? Instead, work to become someone you would like to date, someone interesting, involved in life, happy either on your own or with friends, confident and honest. Show the universe you're in a position for an excellent relationship by being an extraordinary person. Here's an example for living as if with career. At your present job, act as if it's your new job or as if you're working at your own company, if that's what you want. Enjoy what you're doing. Become interested. Engage with other employees. Become your best self. Make sure what you do exudes quality and attentiveness to detail, and if applicable, think of ways to create sales or new customers. Doing all of these things now, rather than waiting until you have the exact job you want, tells the universe you're ready for the next step, so bring it on. If you half-ass your current job every day, you're sending the message that you just don't care and you're okay with barely getting by. Just like with relationships, you have to change your attitude first, and then the world changes around you. The second approach to living as if concept is in reverse. The ideas described above show you how to reveal your new self by peeling the layers away or moving from the inside out. But for some people, the opposite perspective works better. You change from the outside in. It's basically the same change, you just reverse how you approach it. You acknowledge that you're having trouble changing from the inside, so instead you change the environment around you to fit your goals. This might mean painting your bedroom, getting different household decor, wearing different clothes, going to unique restaurants, hanging out with new people, test driving cars you can't currently afford, or asking a person out on a date you would never have asked out in the past. You're changing the outside behavior and the exterior environment so that your inside self gets the picture. Personally, I find that the outside-in perspective is harder for me because it's too much of a leap. I can't just wake up and become a completely different person because my old self is too judgmental. It constantly reminds me that what I want isn't possible. I prefer the inside-out method. I like to believe that I'm already the person I want to be underneath, and I just have to keep peeling away the layers until I'm living authentically. That means learning to play jazz piano, working on my vocals, loving the journey and believing in myself even when I'm frustrated and I want to give up. To get quicker results, do both at the same time. Change your perspective of who you are on the inside by peeling away the layers to reveal the new you, and make changes to the outside as well. You literally dive headfirst into your new life and never look back. It's like method acting, but without a plan to return to your original self. Be ready for quick, unexpected change because it can be quite dramatic and can often come with a host of happenings that aren't anticipated. If you want to go all in, make sure you add to your affirmations or prayers in a way that is easy for me to adjust to as you go. Take whatever change it is you want and make sure to give yourself continual positive self-talk. This is somewhat of a review of the chapter on Talk Yourself into Success, but these ideas are included here as well because they're also a part of living as if. How you think is also connected to your self-talk, so it's important to pay attention to your thoughts. You'll get faster results if you feel the emotions associated with your goal while using positive self-talk. Here are some examples. Goal: you want to have more money. Positive self-talk: I naturally and easily know how to draw more money into my life. I only buy what I truly need. I regularly think of ideas to generate income, and I work smarter, not harder. I'm inspired to organize my finances and pay off debt. Here's another goal. You want to lose weight. Your positive self-talk: while you're working out, I know exactly what to do to lose weight, and I do it easily. I know the best exercises for my body. My body loves working out and feeling energetic. I naturally eat the best foods for my body before and after I work out. I love feeling healthy. I love my body. I love the journey that I'm on as I work toward excellent health. Here's another goal. You want to overhaul your life. Here's your positive self-talk. I naturally know exactly what to do to make changes to create a new life. I know which new personality characteristics to embrace and which characteristics I have that I need to release. It's easy for me to make changes in a way that I can adjust to and stay on track with. I can create any life I want. I have the power within me to be exactly who I wish to be. Extraordinary people are attracted to me, and I surround myself with positive, supportive people. You can also use the assistance of mentors, even if you can't afford to hire someone personally. If you've ever listened to motivational or inspirational speakers, you've probably heard this statement or something like it at least once. If you want to create change in your life, find the best and most accomplished person or people who have already done what you're trying to do, study their style, and then integrate their strategies into your own life. The key here is to find the best and most accomplished person. This is extremely important because you don't want to just listen to or emulate anyone. Family and friends are going to give you advice constantly, but if they haven't achieved what they're telling you to do, they're not the people to listen to. Everyone has an opinion, and the more you want to change, the more often you're going to hear those opinions. Your job isn't to try to do everything they tell you, but rather to evaluate the information and select the best option for yourself. If every option you've heard has been given to you by someone who hasn't accomplished what you're trying to do, consider carefully whether or not you want to follow their advice. So that's it for Chapter 7, a little bit longer than Chapter 6. But really, it's basically just becoming the person that you want to be before you're really that person. And there are so many things you can do that don't cost money, that aren't that difficult to put into your own life. So that's what that whole chapter is all about, right? Living as if. It gives you this feeling of having accomplished something too. And you just stay in that place until the world changes around you. That's where the perseverance part comes in. I know for me personally, I struggle with that too, because like real life is hard to ignore. But sometimes you just have to put on the blinders and say, I know what I want, I'm going to get it, and world, move aside, because this is what's going to happen. If you are interested in the book, check it out on Amazon, Life Overhaul. What are you waiting for? It's kind of like just a guide, a workbook to help you determine where you are now, what characteristics you have, how you need to change. Lots of little things you can do in there, exercises. And no matter where you are in your process, whether you're in the middle of a life overhaul, you're thinking about changing your life, I wrote this book for you. I'm going through it. I know there's so many people going through it. And I really hope that this podcast and the book helps you with whatever changes you're trying to make, because life is an adventure and it can be pretty challenging sometimes. So all the best to you wherever you are in your life. And thanks again for tuning in to the Life Overhaul podcast. I'll catch you on the next episode.